Have you ever felt an unusual tiredness after doing something simple, like folding laundry, watering the garden, or walking from the living room to the front door? Richard, a strong and proud 74-year-old man from Ohio, spent most of his life working with his hands, building, fixing, creating. His garage was his kingdom, filled with tools collected over decades. For him, slowing down was never an option. But a few months ago, he noticed something odd. Tasks that once felt effortless began to exhaust him. A quick trip to the mailbox left him short of breath. Tightness crept up his jaw on quiet evenings. His family noticed he was resting more, smiling less, but Richard brushed it off. "I'm just getting older," he told himself. Until the day he collapsed next to his favorite workbench, suffering a near-fatal heart event that could have been prevented if he had listened to his body's whispers. You see, heart disease isn't always loud. It doesn't always hit with crushing chest pain like you see in the movies. Especially for those over 60, it often creeps in silently, masked by symptoms so common they're easy to ignore. And that's the real danger. Because when seniors mistake these subtle warnings for just aging, precious time is lost. Silent heart issues can escalate into major, life-changing events without any dramatic announcement. Today, I need you to hear me carefully. I'm going to walk you through 5 silent signs your heart could be begging for help right now, signs that too many good people miss until it's too late. Some of them will surprise you. Some might even sound familiar. And the very first one is something almost every senior feels at some point, but very few recognize as a bright red warning. Stay with me. What you'll learn in the next few minutes could not only protect your heart, but preserve your independence, your happiness, and your future. The first silent warning your heart might be sending is unexplained fatigue, the kind that makes everyday tasks feel strangely overwhelming. Linda, a warm-hearted 69-year-old grandmother from North Carolina, loved tending to her flower garden every morning. It was her peaceful time, her way of starting the day with gratitude. But one summer, she noticed something alarming. Simply watering her plants left her feeling drained, like she had just run a marathon. At first, she blamed the heat, then her age. Maybe I'm just getting slower, she thought. But what Linda didn't know was that her heart was struggling to pump efficiently. Without enough oxygen-rich blood reaching her muscles and organs, even the smallest effort felt exhausting. Her body was screaming for help, but in whispers too soft for her to hear. You see, fatigue related to heart problems isn't the normal tiredness after a busy day. It's a deep, heavy exhaustion that lingers, even after rest. It shows up without a clear reason, affecting activities you used to handle easily. Walking up a short flight of stairs, cooking a simple meal, even brushing your hair. Many seniors brush it off, thinking it's just part of aging. But that's a dangerous assumption. Because when the heart struggles, the entire body suffers quietly. The muscles tire faster. The brain feels foggier. The desire to be active fades away. And slowly, life starts shrinking. Fewer outings, less joy, more isolation. If you find yourself unusually tired by simple tasks, or needing to nap more often without a clear reason, don't ignore it. It's not weakness. It's not laziness. It could be your heart trying to warn you, long before any dramatic event strikes. Take a moment right now. Think about your past week. Did you feel more worn out than usual from basic things you normally enjoy? If yes, it's time to pay close attention. And what comes next is an even more hidden and dangerous clue that most seniors completely miss. The second silent sign your heart could be struggling is shortness of breath during light activities, moments when breathing feels harder than it should, even without intense effort. James, a 72-year-old retired schoolteacher from Kansas, always prided himself on his independence. Walking to the local diner each morning for coffee, mowing his small lawn, helping his grandchildren set up their lemonade stand. These were the simple pleasures that filled his days. But last fall, James began noticing something unsettling. Halfway through his morning walk, he would need to slow down and catch his breath. Maybe I'm just out of shape, he reasoned. But deep down, he knew something was off. Breathing, something he had taken for granted his whole life, was becoming a struggle in ways he couldn't explain. Shortness of breath, especially during everyday activities like walking, climbing a few stairs, or even talking for a long period can be a crucial warning that your heart isn't pumping blood efficiently. When the heart can't deliver enough oxygen to your body, your lungs work overtime to compensate, leaving you feeling winded and weak from even minor movements. This is not the same as being out of shape or tired after exercise. This is breathlessness that feels sudden, unexpected, and sometimes even frightening. Some seniors describe it as feeling like they can't get enough air, even when they're sitting still. Many make excuses. It's just the humidity. Maybe it's my allergies. I'm just getting older. But in reality, persistent or unusual shortness of breath could mean that your heart is under strain, and it could be signaling early stages of heart failure or a blocked artery. Ignoring it can lead to dangerous consequences. James learned this the hard way. A simple test at his doctor's office revealed that his heart was weakened, struggling silently for months while he continued to push through the symptoms. Luckily, because he spoke up, James received treatment early. Today, he still enjoys his morning walks at a safer, more comfortable pace with a heart that's properly cared for. So, if you notice yourself getting winded while doing things that used to be easy, listen closely. Your body is whispering a message it needs you to hear. And the next silent sign we'll talk about is even easier to overlook, yet just as dangerous, because it shows up not in your breathing, but in a surprising part of your body most people don't associate with heart problems at all. The third silent sign that your heart could be crying for help is swelling in your ankles, feet, or legs, a symptom many seniors dismiss as simply getting older or being on their feet too long. Margaret, a lively 70-year-old from Pennsylvania, spent most of her afternoons visiting friends, volunteering at the church, and taking short trips around town. She loved wearing her favorite sandals during the summer, proud of how active she remained while many others her age slowed down. But last August, she noticed something unsettling. Her feet would swell by midday, her ankles leaving deep marks where her socks used to sit. By evening, her shoes felt tighter. Walking became uncomfortable. Maybe it's just the heat, she told herself. But the swelling didn't go away. It worsened quietly over weeks until one day, after feeling dizzy and weak, Margaret ended up in the hospital. Doctors explained that her swelling wasn't just from the weather or standing too long. It was her heart struggling. When the heart isn't pumping blood effectively, fluid can begin to build up in the lower parts of the body, especially in the ankles, feet, and legs. This condition is called peripheral edema, and it's a classic, but often overlooked, sign of heart failure or other serious cardiac issues. The swelling might seem minor at first, a little puffiness, shoes feeling snug, a slight heaviness in the legs by evening. But as the heart's ability to pump weakens, the swelling becomes more noticeable and much more dangerous. If left untreated, it can lead to greater complications, including dangerous fluid accumulation in the lungs. Many seniors, like Margaret, brush it off. "I'm just retaining water," or "I guess that's what happens after 70, they say." But listen carefully. Persistent swelling is not a normal part of aging. It is a red flag that your circulatory system might be under serious strain. Take a moment right now. Check your ankles. If pressing your finger into the skin leaves a dent, or if you notice your socks digging deep marks into your skin, don't ignore it. Margaret learned that lesson just in time. Today, with the right medications and lifestyle changes, she's back to her active life, but she always keeps an eye on her ankles, because now she knows swelling is her body's way of speaking before it's too late. And what comes next is a warning sign that's even more confusing, because it doesn't always show up where you'd expect heart trouble to reveal itself. The fourth silent sign that your heart may be warning you is discomfort or pain in unexpected areas like the neck, jaw, or back, places most people never associate with heart problems. Edward, a 68-year-old former mechanic from Arizona, knew all about back pain. After decades bending over cars and lifting heavy tools, he expected some aches and soreness now and then. But one evening, while watching his favorite baseball game, he felt a tightness creeping across his upper back, a strange, heavy sensation that didn't seem related to any movement or injury. At first, he thought he had simply sat in the wrong position. He shifted in his chair, stretched a little, and tried to ignore it. But the tightness remained, moving subtly into his jaw and then down into his left shoulder. Edward almost didn't call for help. "It's just a pulled muscle," he told himself. Luckily, his wife insisted they visit the hospital, and it saved his life. Doctors found that Edward was in the early stages of a heart attack. The pain he felt wasn't muscular at all. It was referred pain, discomfort caused by his heart struggling silently, sending warning signals to unexpected parts of his body. You see, not all heart-related pain shows up in the chest. In fact, especially in seniors and women, heart attacks often present with symptoms like a dull ache in the jaw or throat, a heavy pressure across the upper back, discomfort that feels like muscle tension but doesn't improve with movement or massage. This kind of pain often appears during rest, not just during activity. And because it feels so different from the stereotypical sharp chest pain, many people dismiss it entirely, losing precious minutes when they need urgent help. If you ever feel unexplained, persistent discomfort in your neck, jaw, back, or even in your arms, pay close attention. If it comes along with other symptoms like sweating, nausea, or lightheadedness, seek help immediately. Remember Edward's story. He almost brushed it off. If he had waited a few more hours, he might not have lived to tell his tale. Today, Edward is back in his garage, carefully restoring an old Ford Mustang, but he never ignores unusual pain again. Because sometimes, the most dangerous warning signs don't scream. They whisper quietly, hoping you'll listen. And the next silent sign we'll discuss is one that your heart might be shouting through your very heartbeat, if you know how to hear it. The fifth silent sign your heart might be sending is palpitations or irregular heartbeats, those odd fluttering, pounding, or racing sensations that seem to come from nowhere. Helen, a kind and spirited 71-year-old from Vermont, had always considered herself healthy. She stayed active, ate home-cooked meals, and enjoyed gardening with her grandchildren. But one afternoon, while sitting quietly on her porch sipping tea, she felt it, a sudden, strange flutter in her chest. Her heart seemed to skip, then race for a few beats, then settle back down. Helen put her hand over her chest, concerned but unsure. Maybe it's just stress, she thought. Maybe it's nothing. But the flutters didn't go away completely. Over the next few weeks, they returned, sometimes during moments of rest, sometimes when she was simply reading or lying in bed. No pain, no shortness of breath, just an unsettling, irregular beat that made her pause and wonder. Palpitations and irregular heartbeats are common among seniors, but they are not always harmless. Sometimes, they are the heart's early warning signs of conditions like atrial fibrillation, AFib, heart failure, or even the risk of a future stroke. When your heart's rhythm is off, it means that the electrical system controlling your heartbeat isn't functioning properly. This can reduce the heart's ability to pump blood efficiently, leading to clots, fatigue, dizziness, or much worse complications if left untreated. The dangerous part? Palpitations can be very subtle. They might feel like a skipped beat, a sudden thud in your chest, a rapid fluttering like a bird trapped inside, a brief pounding sensation even while sitting still. Many seniors ignore these symptoms because they come and go. It's just anxiety. Maybe I had too much coffee. It's probably nothing. But when it comes to your heart, there's no such thing as probably nothing. Even occasional irregular beats can signal serious underlying problems that require medical attention. Helen eventually decided to mention her symptoms to her doctor during a routine checkup. A simple EKG revealed that she had atrial fibrillation, a condition that, untreated, could have led to a devastating stroke. Today, with proper medication and monitoring, Helen continues to live a vibrant, independent life, always thankful she listened to that whisper from her heart. If you ever feel strange rhythms in your chest, even briefly, don't ignore them. Your heart might be telling you something vital, something that could protect your health, your independence, and your future. And now, before we finish, there's one last important message I need to leave you with, something that ties all these silent signs together and could make all the difference for your life moving forward. If you're still here with me, it tells me one very important thing. You care not just about living longer, but about living better. And that, my friend, is the most powerful choice you can make. Because the truth is, your body speaks to you. It sends messages, whispers warnings, gives small hints long before real danger strikes. But only those who are willing to listen, to pay attention to the little things, are the ones who stay stronger, live freer, and enjoy more precious moments with those they love. Ignoring these silent signs is easy. Blaming age, busyness, or stress is tempting. But listening, choosing to act, that's how you protect your legacy, your independence, your future. Remember Richard's fatigue, James's shortness of breath, Margaret's swollen ankles, Edward's strange back pain, Helen's fluttering heartbeat. Each of them could have ignored the signs. Each of them could have waited until waiting cost them everything. But they didn't. They listened. They acted. And because of that, they are still here today, writing new chapters in their stories. You deserve the same. If any part of today's video resonated with you, if you recognized even one symptom in yourself or in someone you love, please don't wait. Talk to your doctor. Ask questions. Get checked. There is no shame in taking care of your heart. In fact, it's an act of love for yourself and for everyone who treasures you. Before you go, I'd love for you to join our growing community here. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment below sharing your thoughts or experiences. Your story could inspire someone else to pay attention to their heart and maybe even save a life. You are not alone. Here, we believe in living boldly, aging proudly, and protecting the incredible life you've built. Thank you for being here with me today. Take care of your heart. It's taken care of you for so long. Now, it's time to return the favor. Until next time, stay strong, stay wise, and stay hopeful.